everybody. Welcome back to the best U.S. Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 9th of May, 2025. In this video, we're going to be looking at U.S. Mint sales. Why? Because they're vital to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine demand and mintages. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's a really big number. Not sure exactly how big it is, but I'm pretty sure it's ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm going to say. Now, over here to moneymetals.com. Yeah, it looks like everything's up but Dr. Copper. So gold's up $18.95 to $33.38.35. Silver up 11 pennies to $32.78. Platinum up $5 to $1,007.10. And palladium up $7.80 to $10.15.45. Yeah, that's parity. I mean, that's $8 to parity, right? Now, Dr. Copper, yeah, it's flat at $4.60. Over here, you're looking at in-stock American Silver Eagle, my bad, whose premium is $6.49. It went down. Remember, it was $6.89. It was $6.39 for quite some time. But look at this. That quantity 1 through 39, yeah, still got you. Look at that. Still got you paying $39.26. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Isn't that something? They always try and keep it around 39, it seems like. But that's just my opinion. Now, over here, you're looking at the sell to them price. The buyback is $34.16. And look at that. That is definitely above spot price over here. Now, new data came out yesterday from the circulating coin production over the United States Mint. And I got to tell you, they didn't really go too gonzo. Well, on anything. The Kennedy half dollars I've highlighted here because, well, they didn't strike any new additional Kennedy half dollars. They did strike Lincoln cents, Jefferson nickels, Roosevelt dimes, quarters, and yeah, for some reason, they have struck more Native American dollars. And I can show you because, well, that's one of the reasons why I record some of these things, because it keeps the data. So the pennies, right, we're at 413 and 510. 413 and 510. Yeah. Now, with that said, this could be, because look, now here's the thing, because that is such a little tiny incremental increase right there, that it leads me to believe that that's it for the Lincoln cent for 2025 and for the rest of this Treasury Secretary's tenure. This is it, I think. So we got 1,060,600,000 pennies for the final run right there. I think that's it. And if we do see more pennies, hey, good thing. Now, the Jefferson nickels, we're at 160 here and 166 pickup sticks, 112, 118. Yeah, not too big of a jump right there. And you know why they increase these numbers? Because the Federal Reserve orders coins from the U.S. Mint. Now, what's interesting is, and I got to show you, Ida Wells is the lowest because the other one, the one that just came out, Gordon Low, nope, you got to see this. So we're at $500 million here, 532,650,000. And before we were at 374. That was probably one of the biggest jumps along with those Roosevelt dimes. Because look at this, 333 to 192, 192, huh? Interesting. Well, 333 to 192. Yeah, 333, a big jump in the Denver production. And then Philadelphia, yeah, 137 to 338. So 137, 192, the biggest right there. Okay, now let's talk those quarters. They didn't strike any Kennedys, but let's talk the quarters. So we'll go to the American Women Quarter Program for 2025, and you won't believe your eyes. So we have some Dr. Vera Rubin quarters, 2.2 million. And what's interesting is they kind of trickled them out here and there. And I would suspect they probably have more numbers than this. I don't understand why it's a trickle out of 2.2 million. It's just kind of, it doesn't make any sense. However, let's check out the numbers for Juliet Gordon Low. All right, we're at 130 million and 196 million. So 200 million here, 130 million there for a total of 326 million. But that's not the lowest of the program yet. The Ida Wells quarter is, this one didn't break 100 million and this one's at 106 million. So that is quite something. And does that reflect in the mint sales? I don't know, but it's definitely something we're going to be looking at here today. Gosh, isn't that something? Now let's go over here to coinnews.net. There's an article wanted to show you. It's called here, U.S. Mint Sales 2025 Silver Quarter Set Slips in Second Week. This is by Mike Unser, dated May 8th. That was just yesterday. All right, and there's some, I think the takeaway on this particular article that Mike Unser has written is that the American innovation dollars are definitely selling well, especially the one out of Detroit, or not Detroit, it's Michigan, right? And then the gold sales. I mean, just the gold sales are going gonzo this year. It is incredible. But the real story is it's a gold coin from 2018, and it's 4.9's fine, baby, and it is absolutely stunning. And they sold 50 of them. And I think it's a sleeper, and it has been recognized as a really beautiful coin and has won some awards. You probably know what I'm talking about, and I'll show you here in a second if I remember. Sorry. All right, this is the 2025 proof set of 10 clad coins reclaimed the U.S. Mint's top selling spot in the week ending May 5th. That was just 4 days ago, followed by the 2025 West Point proof American Silver Eagle. What? Yeah, the West Point American Silver Eagle's numbers were actually not too bad, okay? It says, meanwhile, the 5-coin proof set of 2025 silver quarters, that's fractional silver to you and me, saw a decline of 3,474, bringing its total to 24,294 in its first full week. And this is the best part, my favorite part, the part I really like. And it's this acknowledgement by Mike Unser. He says, for the Mint, drops like this have become almost routine as new products settle in after release. And it really reminds me of, when they report data, the labor numbers, the Bureau, and then they come out and revise the numbers like 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months later. Yeah. What are they doing over there? It makes you wonder, like, what's going on? And can you rely on those numbers as they come out? Well, apparently not, because it's routine for them to revise those numbers. Bummer in the summer, right? So here's the Mint's weekly top sellers. This is the top 10. And remember, I showed you that weekly top 10 from 2019. And look at this, the number 3 spot here. And that's pretty good for the congratulations set, selling 746. But really, in the grand scheme of things, if you take a wider lens and you don't zoom in so close to just this 1 week, if you look at, 10 years, these sales are paltry in comparison to what the Mint had sold in the past. Like in 2019, I think the midway point, we were in the thousands still, maybe 2,000. And we can't even break 300 at the 7th place here. So the Mint is definitely in a pinch right now, and they're going to have to do some soul searching to figure out what it is, who they are, who they want to be, right? So number 1 is the proof set, sold 3,696. Number 2 spot, that's impressive, and it's surprising at the same time, is a 2025 West Point proof Silver Eagle. Look at this, the congratulations set. And I do believe, because we are at the graduation time of the year, that these are selling decently, and after that, they're going to peter out. Number 4 is the 2025 proof U.S. Marine Corps 250th anniversary silver dollar. Yeah. Sold 568. The 5th spot is taken by the 2025 American Women Quarters proof set, sold 528. 2024 Mint set finally got to 180,000, as you can see, sold 515 to 180,506. And I would imagine at this rate is about 2,000 per month. This is probably going to be sold out by, I want to say, Thanksgiving or Halloween. Number 7 spot is the Michigan American Innovation Dollar from Philadelphia, and that's the 25 coin roll. Number 8 is Michigan 25 coin roll from Denver, and then you got the proof Marine Corps $50, and then you got 10th spot, that proof Silver Eagle from 2024. What? Yeah. So that's interesting that the Silver Eagles are moving up in the in the sales. I thought that was really interesting, because typically what we've seen is, the American Silver Eagles have not even been able to take off. And what's interesting, even more than that, the 2024 West Point uncirculated, not the proof that I've got highlighted here, but the uncirculated, the sales totals almost match this 144. I think they're like at 123 or so. So that's kind of impressive, but it still remains under 95,000. And that's a big deal. Now, in its latest report, the U.S. Mint published sales data for 549 numismatic products. Of those, 116 outperformed their prior weekly sales totals, up from 98 in the previous report. That's a little bit better than last week, right? Now, 2 products saw week-over-week gain of more than 1,000 units, and that's the same as an earlier period. Meanwhile, 1 U.S. Mint product recorded a sales decline, and that's the previously mentioned American Women Quarter Silver Proof set. 3 fewer than the prior week, okay? Here we go. These are the commemoratives, and I highlighted this because I just wanted to say kudos to whoever's buying these. That is just solid sales, no doubt about it. Really is amazing. And only one of the American anniversary, look at this, uncirculated U.S. Marine Corps $5 gold coin, only one. That's a head scratcher. All right, and is it on back order? Is it unavailable? Makes you wonder. Commemoratives, I'm not sure why they still have those up there, but that's okay. It's almost June. Morgan and Peace silver dollars. Look at this, robust sales for the Morgan and the Peace dollar. Look at this, no doubt about it. However, I don't know that we outnumber the American Silver Eagles this week. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Armed Forces silver medals, these Army dogs. Look at that, 98 beat the squids to 84. Dogs to squids right there. American Liberty products, look at this. Here it is. This is the 2018 West Point $10 American Liberty gold coin. I think it is a 10th ounce. And I believe it's just about $500, almost probably $490 if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves. But they sold 50 of those bad boys. Look at that. That's incredible. And that is 4.9s. That's not like 22 karat. That is all the way live right there. So maybe people are looking into buying 4.9s 5 or 4.9s 5, 4.9s fine as opposed to 22 karat. All right, clad proof sets. Look at this. We know that there is a mintage limit of 420,002. That means there's less than 200,000 of those bad boys left. And then the American Women Quarter proof set actually sold a good bit at 528, almost a 2% increase there. Yeah, look at the silver proof sets. Not really much to speak of, except for that tremendous decline over here for the American Women Quarter proof set. And then we spoke about the congratulations set. We figure that's the time of the year that this is going to be peaking. All right. Now, U.S. Mint uncirculated set. I do believe that's going to probably sell out during October, probably November, somewhere in that window. After that, let's keep on keeping on. Yeah, proof and reverse proof silver eagles. I do believe these sales are a little bit higher, especially that proof silver eagle out of 2024. 53 here for the proof out of San Francisco, and the proof out of San Francisco for 2023 sold 32. And who knows how many the mint is actually, holding on to right there, collecting dust on those bad boys. And I got to ask the question: is the mint going to right size the sales for the silver proof West Point or silver proof American silver eagles like they did the West Points? Makes you wonder. It really does. Uncirculated silver eagles sold 129. We now stand at 94,000, but we're still sub 95,000. And imagine, at 129 a week, 400 a month, how long it would take to get to 100,000. Yeah, it's going to be a few years, right? Now look at this. It's been the story the whole time this year. Those gold eagles, they are just having outstanding amounts of sales. Look at that. That is incredible, folks. It really is. Gold's king at the United States Mint right now. And what's interesting with all these sales, I'm sure you could pick up gold somewhere else a little less expensive than what the Mint sells it for, right? I mean, a lot of people, they leave comments and they're like, yeah, I would never buy this. I can get this over here for a lot cheaper. The premiums are way too high, yada, yada, right? So you always have to consider that. Now, there's the platinum and the palladiums. 75 of those bad boys from 2025 in the West Point proof here. 79, almost 2% each increase. That's kind of phenomenal, actually. And let's keep on keeping on. Look at this. This is the American Innovation Dollars. This is the state of Michigan. And let's compare and contrast this to Arkansas. And I really dig both of these designs. And I do believe that the 2025 American Innovation coins as a whole are the best designs of the program as a year for the whole. Not necessarily individuals, but these are as a whole. They really weigh nicely. So let's compare and contrast. This is almost 4% increase here. But look at this, 7,395 of the 25 coin rolls. We've definitely surpassed the 25 coin roll set for the Arkansas. Look at the 6535, 6747, 2912, 2010. Yeah, definitely outselling the Arkansas American Innovation Dollars. Isn't that something? Keep on keeping on here. I think we're going to talk about the Native American dollars next. And what's interesting about that is the Mint actually got an order from the Federal Reserve to strike more Native American dollars. And what's interesting about that is, well, I mean, it begs the question, did the Mint already strike enough as they needed for those Native American dollars for the year? And why would they strike more? It makes no sense at all. It makes dollars, but not sense. See what I did there? All right, there you go. But it's really, is that a big jump? Well, not so much, right? But it is a high percentage. Let's keep on keeping on. Kennedy half dollars. Now, this is probably the last report we're going to see that's going to feature only the 2024 to 2019s. Next week is going to feature the 2025 Kennedy half dollars. And we'll see if we even get close to the latest sales for the 2024 dated product. So I think we will. I don't even know if they're actually, I think last time I checked, they were still available, those Kennedy half dollars. And what's interesting is I'm waiting to see if the coin magazines and the online coin journals and maybe even some of the TV shows, maybe they'll start coming out now and saying, this is, once they get their coins graded, this is it. This is the last of the, and it's kind of, and this is really one of the reasons why I started this channel, because a lot of the information was after the fact. And I do like to deliver this before it happens. That's right. Now, here we go. Juliet Gordon low quarters. Not bad. Look at that. 10,000 here, 26, 15, 31. Look at this, less than 10,000 for the IW Wells, 18. That's, I mean, come on, that's incredible. And you know what I've showed you with the IW Wells and the Juliet Gordon low quarters, the IW Wells is the least minted out of all the American Women quarters out of the whole program so far. That is incredible. And will that have any effect on the sales for the American Women quarters at the United States Mint Sales? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm definitely going to be sticking around to find out. Now, I think that might be it on everything else. Let's go to the plus one. I got a really good one for you today. This is about behavior. Yeah, how you act. Because, there's personality and then there's behavior. And, right, I mean, they're separate, right? They're not the same thing. There's like acting. You're acting like this, right? And then personality is really who you are. But anyway, I digress. Now, this is about behavior, how you act. And you can change how you act, right? It says here, don't be too sweet, lest you be eaten up, right? You ever go to a sweet shop and be like, I can't control myself. I'm going to eat it all right now, one sitting. Yummy. Yeah, don't be too sweet. You're going to be eaten up all in one sitting. And don't be too bitter. You're going to be spit out. Yucky. Yuck. I don't want anything to do with that. So people should not be too sweet or too bitter with their behavior. That way they won't be exploited, that's right, or ignored by others. Think about that. Who wants to be ignored? That sucks. Now let's go here to 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. Yeah, this is Electric Light Orchestra. It's called Time. It's the whole album. It's a real cool vibe. I hope you dig it. It's a ride. It's only 44 minutes and 8 seconds long. It's really not that big of a commitment. And it's really cool music. And it's way ahead of its time. Isn't that cool? I just did that. I didn't even know I was going to do that. See, I never know what I'm not going to say. Now, with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget the like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, hey, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. What's not free, okay, is membership. And it's $1.99 a month. And I'd appreciate if you actually joined. It's $1.99 a month. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee. But what it does, it helps these videos keep coming out each and every single morning. Unless you think that's an assault on you, then don't become a member, because, that's just that's torture. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for coming. Y'all have a great weekend. It's Friday. Stacker out.